This has been a project that's been on the go for like 10 years, ever since we moved into the house, Shane. And when we first got here, this whole fence was all just bare wood. And the idea we had from the beginning was one of the ideas was to cover up this fence with greenery and also put in this flower bed. So we could start over here.
There was nothing in the flower bed except 2 roses of Sharon. Nothing else. It was all bare.
Yeah. So now we've got, starting over here, this is the Solomon seal.
Yep, that's the one you liked because it has little white flowers in the spring.
Yeah. And then, oh, by the way, this was Jane's idea too, about putting pot stands and flower pots in where there's a bare spot.
Yeah, in here.
In the flower bed.
Oh.
And the neat thing about it is you can move these around if, as the season progresses and things blossom and then don't blossom, then
yeah. They fill in empty spots as things die off.
Add the color. So these are just impatiens along.
We did a combination of pink and red just to make it a little bit more interesting, and I really like how it came out. So we'll do that again.
Yeah.
And the ferns are spreading right now, and last year we thought they were going to die, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. By the way, on the fence, this is Virginia creeper that we just started last year. We have 6 Virginia creepers along the fence. When they first started, they were way down there. This year they're really doing well, spreading all the way over into that corner, and helping to cover up the fence. And also, apparently in the fall, the leaves will change into
oranges and reds.
Yeah. Which should be pretty nice.
And when we planted it, we knew that it would also go through the fence on the other side. So we talked to the neighbors behind us, and they were quite happy to have it coming through. Yeah. So that's good. We don't want them killing it.
So this, what's this little pine tree?
Mugo pine.
A mugo pine, which is right there.
Recently transplanted from the other side of the front of the house. Hoping it's going to do okay. It needs a lot of water, so we have to keep giving it tons of attention.
And of course, we like these hosses. These variegated hosses are my favorite. That's the ones I like, the variegated ones. And then we have these
mock orange. 2 of them.
Which earlier in the season had white blossoms. They were spectacular. Had white blossoms on them.
Oh, they were covered, and they have a citrusy scent. That's why they're called a mock orange.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah, quite nice.
We have the roses of Sharon. There's 2 of them. There's this one here, which is getting pretty high, and this one over here. One is a purple color and one's white.
Yeah, and we've let them grow high. I'm wondering about reducing them down to have them bush out, but we wanted to cover other houses. So we've let them go up so that the back of our fence there, we don't see as much house. We wanted more greenery.
Yeah.
But we may have to trim them down. We'll see in the fall.
And this little, Jane has kind of trimmed around that little red birdhouse.
Oh, the birdhouse, yeah. 2 of them, one here as well.
Yeah, and that one, both of which were made by her dad. And how old were you?
I was 8, I think, 7 or 8. So it was like 1961 or 62. And it was a rainy Sunday afternoon. I can still remember it clear as anything. My dad had a little workshop downstairs in the basement, unfinished basement. And he liked to putter. So he had gone down and decided to build these birdhouses. And they used to hang in my childhood home. And I loved them so much. When we sold the house, I took them with me. And they've been in every house I've owned. And now they're here. And Gary has replaced pieces because they're quite old, but kept keeping the same style and colors. My dad chose those colors, so we just kept them like that. So Yeah, I love having them.
Yeah.
Hopefully the grandkids are
And
going
it
to
looks
have
nice
them too.
with this kind of opening
Yeah,
in the greenery
the little
there.
peekaboo.
Little frame. So another variegated hosta over here, and of course the ferns, which
Again,
are spreading.
multiplying. See
Yeah.
little baby ones in behind there, Gary.
Yeah,
This was like 2 plants last year.
Yeah.
So, and in front here is a bleeding heart that's just dying off. So I'll be cutting that out
that
shortly.
was a white one.
That's the white one, and that's the
And
pink
there
one.
was
So
a
they'll be
pink one
coming
over
out. So
here.
you'll see the fern better.
Yeah.
Later.
And
just pick
by
off
the
a dead
way,
flower.
what the heck, is there a hole being dug in there today?
Where?
Right there.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's digging a hole. Digging for gold.
Yeah.
I'll just
And,
deadhead as we go along.
Yeah. And we have, here's another pot that we have, and I've got a drip irrigation system in here that we can activate from our phones, our iPhones, which will be handy when we're down on our East Coast adventure trip.
Yes.
We'll be able to water the garden from Newfoundland
Yes.
if we want. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, didn't we do it when we were on our scenic cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when we were in Europe,
Yeah.
push the button and water the garden.
Well, yeah.
Some technology's good.
Yeah. So, and then over here we've got some grasses growing in the corner, and of course the waterfall. And yeah, we're very happy with this year. I think has been the best year for our flower garden, eh?
Yeah, and I think part of it was all that rain we had in the spring.
Yeah.
Just everything just popped. It was just growing like before our very eyes. So
now this birch tree here, we're a little bit worried about this. There used to be 2 trunks. There was 1 trunk here, but it went completely dead, so I cut it off. And now half of the branches up there,
they're all dying.
look like they're dying too. I don't know, maybe it's not getting enough water.
It's like the iconic tree in Kildare, which is dying. They say it's in decline. Well, this is also in decline.
Yeah, big time.
Don't think it'll have it much longer.
Big time. All right, so this is another section of our garden, right by the waterfall. I think it was the first year that we were here that we put those U's in, eh?
Yeah, there's 2 of them there.
2 of them there. And then this is down here. What's that?
That is the yellow top flower, evening primrose.
Evening primrose, yeah.
It's just finished blooming. It was beautiful yellow, just a nice, beautiful splash of yellow. This is the bridal wreath spirea, which was magnificent this year.
Yeah, nice white flowers on it.
All over it. But what happened, a rabbit got in there in the spring and chewed off some of the branches. So this piece that's supposed to come like this is gone. So I've kind of pulled stuff around and hoping to get it to flow downward more, like a bridal wreath supposed to go.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully that'll work. And we've got, what's this, Wigula?
Wigula or
here?
Weigela. People say it differently, but yeah.
And of course we've got the
begonias.
Begonias along here.
The Wigula was really nice. It was we had a lot of flowers on it this year too.
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah.
And nice, bright, big pink flowers. And this, I don't know what the name of it is, but if anybody knows, you can make a note and comment. It's starting to come out with its flowers.
Yeah.
So, but next year I wouldn't put yellow with it. I'd put a different color, so a contrast.
Yeah. And of course the daylilies.
Oh, this beautiful lily.
They're starting to.
This is the Stella d'Oro lily. The daylilies are more like the smaller ones out front, but this is, I wish they bloomed longer. They don't bloom very long, but they've just started, so you can see all the buds.
And right in the back is a rose, a climbing rose. It's like a pink rose there.
Coral, yeah. It's got about 5. Yeah. And this is the first time it's having flowers. We put that in 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We didn't know if it would get enough sun, so I trimmed the back of the lily so the sun could get into the roots of it. And I don't know whether that helped, but it is blooming, so that's great. And
that's good. And then here is peony bush. It was spectacular too. I think it had like, when I counted, like 23
Oh, yeah,
flowers on it, and it was
yeah, I think it
spectacular.
might have been even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lilacs.
Lilac?
This is a white lilac, and right beside it here is a purple one, and we're letting them. You can see there was some flowers, but last year we cut this right down.
Yeah.
And it's growing way up. Like, we might have to trim that a little bit, eh?
Yeah, I don't think we should let it go much taller.
So that's pretty much the backyard. Very happy with it. The grass is looking great. The greenery is looking great. Flowers are blooming when they're supposed to bloom. The colors.
You're looking great. Go butter them up, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, so all right, so that's the backyard. Now we're going to move on to the side of the house, the side yard.
Yeah,
I guess
that would be a shorter video. And that's it. We're done, as our grandson says.
So this is the drip irrigation system. There's, I actually have two zones. This is the backyard zone, and that's the front yard zone. This hose bib has 4 hookups. So we have the regular garden hose hooked here, and then these things, there are batteries in them, and they can be activated from our iPhones. This is how we water the garden. All right, so this is our side garden.
A little bit of a side garden.
Side garden, and this area here, it doesn't get as much sun, of course, as the backyard or the front yard. So, but we do have some daisies there, and
A bleeding heart, couple of bleeding hearts.
yeah,
Some black-eyed, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it starts with some black-eyed Susans and some yarrow, and the daisies.
Yeah.
2 roses of Sharon.
Yeah, that were transplanted actually. They weren't here when we first came into the house.
They were from seed out in the front from another one, and they were like this big, just stringy little things. And I thought, you know what, I'll just stick them in.
Yeah.
Every time I say, you know what, I'll just stick it in, it grows.
It grows, yeah.
Black-eyed Susans were from our neighbor. He kindly was dividing some of his. So this is, I mean, it's huge, Gary. It's the first time we've had them.
Yeah.
So it's doing well.
I don't know if, I think it might be because we got more rain this year.
I think the rain had a lot to do with it. And this rose geranium has just finished blooming. It was all in pink flowers, and it grows like crazy. If you need a spot, it'll grow anywhere.
Yeah.
Runs by tubers, so it's right on the surface, which is easy.
Yeah.
And our double blooming lilac,
yeah,
gone crazy.
This blooms twice a year, this thing, which is nice. And you can, every time you walk by, you get a nice whiff of that lilac scent.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. And right now, we're nearing the end of July. You never see lilacs blooming right now, but because it's a double bloomer, this is its second bloom, second and final. Yeah. And then Gary's going to trim it down because it's getting, really big.
Pretty high.
Needs to be cut back a bit.
So so that's the side garden.
But the history too, where there was nothing here, and we wanted to cover up the hydro, what's that called?
No, the gas meter.
The gas meter, which was hideous, and we're getting there.
Yeah.
We still have to give them access, but yeah, it's just a little bit of green.
So here's another angle looking from the street towards the backyard and the back gate, and you can see the lilacs there. Yeah, we're pretty happy there. Good. And we've got the Japanese maple here, which we've trimmed out, and also in the winter time, near Christmas, I put lights over, Christmas lights on that.
I like trimming this because I feel like I'm cutting hair. Like I just grab it and cut and grab it and cut wherever it's sticking up.
Yeah,
it needs doing again. It's getting very top heavy, but it's kind of fun.
So, and also one of the things that really looks good in this front garden are these hosses. Like And of course the annuals back there, the impatiens, they're hanging in pretty well, eh?
Yeah, the impatiens work well there because they don't get a lot of sun, and we just have to keep remembering to water them.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're filling in nicely.
Yeah.
They're filling in very nicely.
And this the Rose of Sharon in the back corner there, that was transplanted by Jane as well.
Yeah, well, the only thing again out here was the Japanese maple.
Yeah.
We put everything else in.
Everything else was, yeah, we put
There was
in
nothing. The tree,
yeah,
the lilac tree, everything.
yeah.
So
and
10
we got
years.
of course we have hanging plants on the corner, and let me just get over there. I don't know. Is this, yeah. So I've got the drip irrigation into this hanging plant. So again, when we're down in the East Coast, we can even water our hanging plant.
We have one Jubera daisy up there. I was hoping for more. We lost one. There should have been 3 or 4 more blooming there, but it's still, the red and yellow is always a nice combination. It's your favorite color combination, Gary?
Yeah.
The red and yellow.
Red and yellow.
Yeah.
And then we've got daylilies here.
Daylilies, 2 sets of those.
And
over there.
Yeah, there's, do we know what, I know what these are?
The pressure's on. I can't remember the name of it, but when the camera's off, I'll know the name of it just like that. No, I can't remember. Perennial.
Yeah. Well,
spreading. I'll have to trim it back a little bit after it's finished blooming.
Yeah.
What was this, Gary? You like this? Begins with a B. And it's just finished having flowers. And it was getting so big, I took a piece of it and put it over there, and it's taking off. And our favorite, this globe cedar. I love this. It's just a nice sassy little color.
All right, so we have one last thing to show you in the front yard garden is this. Well, first of all, I made this just this year. We used to have a wooden planter here, cedar, but it was rotting out, and it was had to be resealed and restained every year. It was a pain. So we got these bricks from Lowe's and made this brick planter, filled it up with soil. This is a clematis plant. Actually, there's one right there.
Yeah.
And
we're hoping to fill up this chicken wire.
Yeah, I put the chicken wire around. This also is hooked up to the drip irrigation, so we should be okay there.
We liked this brick because it goes with, we also did this kidney bed. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there's a big kidney bed over here, and we wanted a similar type brick.
Yeah,
so it all comes together.
It actually matches the sidewalk over here too. So, yeah, so this clematis started out, it was like this high, and that's, how long have we had it in?
I don't know, a little over a month?
A little over a month,
5, 6 weeks?
It's just taken off. Look at it, it's up this high already. So we're doing really well. So this is what we refer to as the kidney bed. It's in the shape of a kidney. This thing wasn't here before.
This was here, the fire bush.
The fire bush was here, and this
the tree
was
That's
here.
It.
But the flower bed was not here.
Yeah, we wanted to join the two together and sort of make a statement on the lawn.
And we like these garden flags too.
Oh, we love our flags.
The flags are great.
That's actually a nice one, Gary. It's a nice linen.
Yeah.
Standing up well.
And of course, you know, hostas. The hostas. And yeah, this is doing very well. We need to trim the phlox every once in a while. But yeah, it's doing
That
good.
was our spring phlox. It's getting grass growing in it, which is a little frustrating. So
yeah,
we keep working at it. What you do with the garden, I guess.
So this is in between houses. This is one side of the garage. This side of the house gets a lot of sun, more sun. So we have the hydrangea, which is doing well.
It's quite happy.
And climbing roses,
which I need
Which-
to trim. It's
this
just
one-
finishing.
Eh?
I need to take some of the deadheading off of it right now.
So it's hanging in. It's nice and green, although the roses look a little dilapidated, eh? This is another peony bush that we had to tie up because it was flipping right over this way. And another climbing rose, which is we thought was going to die, but it's green. It's still alive. And there's also, I think, a clematis there beside it.
There is, yeah.
And then this one,
That's a miniature lilac.
miniature lilac.
Should be good next spring.
Yeah, it was just put in this year, right?
Last year, but it was just a tiny little thing,
Yeah.
so it's done well.
And another hosta.
Yeah, that corner's been a troubled corner.
Yeah.
We've tried 2 or 3 plants.
Yeah, they don't seem to. They don't want to last in there for.
But I think the hosta's going to be fine. That's the flower.
Look at this. I didn't know they had flowers like that.
Yeah, well, the other ones are all flowering right now, too. Yeah, so that's a good sign if it's got flowers. So, yeah, it's just been in there 2 months maybe.
Yeah.
So it seems to be doing okay.
Yeah.
So fingers are crossed it's going to work.
Yeah.
These are the black-eyed Susans that we had at the side of the house. These were Lauren's, our neighbor, and this is where he had given us some. He's got some lovely things happening there too. Look at his hydrangea. Put in a plug for you, Lauren. Yeah, while we're at it, why not?
So we have been concerned in the last few years about this big maple tree that we have on the front of our house, because half of it is starting to turn color already. It's almost like it's not getting enough water. And I'm going to get in closer to the bark so you can see. You see, this is because of frost. A couple of springs ago, the frost got in behind the bark and then popped it out, and so now I think that's what's affecting the color of the leaves. I mean, here it is, it's mid-July and the leaves are already drying up. Yeah, it's a concern.